Hi, my name is Heidi and I'm a customer service representative at Insignia Systems. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to making signs with SIGNright, the instant sign machine. We hope this video makes your introduction to the system fast and easy. First we'll do some training, and at the end I'll briefly show you features and some of the additional cartridges and accessories for SIGNright. If at any time during this video you need some additional time to locate the items we are discussing, please feel free to stop or pause this video so that you can take all the time you need. Before we even get started, we need to check one thing. We need to make sure that SIGNright's printhead assembly is still locked in place after shipping. If the printhead assembly has popped up, our signs will not print correctly. To check the printhead, first raise the top of your system by lifting up on the two levers like this. This is the printhead assembly. To make sure your printhead is locked into place, push on the yellow labels that read "Push Here" on the far left and right side of the printhead assembly. That's all there is to it. All set? Let's begin our training with the basics. SIGNright needs at least two cartridges, a font or typeface cartridge and a format cartridge. We will be using the Feature and Benefit format cartridge and the Dixon Aurora typeface cartridge. You will need to slide them into place until the dotted lines are up to or even with the system like this. To firmly place the cartridges into the slots, slightly lift up on the cartridge as you slide it in. As you use SIGNright more, you will get used to the feeling of finding the connection. No force is necessary. Once the cartridges are in place, you can turn the system on. The on-off switch is located to the left on the back side of the system, next to the power cord. As you turn on your SIGNright, you should hear a beep. You will then see the message, "Welcome to SIGNright," with the version number. If this is the first time you have turned on your system for the day, or if your system is cold, you will then see the message, "System warming up." This message will stay on the screen until SIGNright has warmed up to the correct temperature. If you cannot read the display screen, there is an adjustment dial for the display on the top right-hand side of the keyboard. Each format cartridge comes with a format guide. We will use a format guide that says Feature and Benefit Signs at the top. Please get this format guide if you do not already have it. Turn to page Roman numeral 7 in the format guide. On this page, you will see all the formats available for a 7 by 11 inch sign with landscape orientation. You can see that landscape means that the sign is wider than it is tall. If you turn to the page 8 shows the 7 by 11 portrait sign formats available, which means that the signs are taller than they are wide. The format guide is designed so you can choose a format by sign size and either landscape or portrait orientation. When you find the format you would like to use, turn to that page number to see the full format. For instance, on page Roman numeral 7, F701 has a reference to page 14. Let's turn to page 14 in the format guide and make our first sign. Your system display should read, "Welcome to SIGNright. Type format number and enter." Type in F701 and press the Enter key. The first line of the display will read F701. Begin typing. For right now, don't worry about the bottom line of the display. We'll cover what all that information means in just a minute after we have made our first sign. When you're ready, go ahead and type in the words "Unadvertised Special," which is exactly like the sample sign. Remember, you can type in any text you want, but for this demo, we'll just follow the sample sign. To go to the next line or field of the sign, you can either use the down arrow key or the Enter key. I will use Enter, but you may use either one. In field number 2, type in 30%, using the Shift and the 5 key for the percentage symbol, and then press Enter. In field number 3, type in off marked price. You have entered all your text and now are ready to print your sign. Now we'll load our sign card. Watch me do it first and then try it on your own. First, take a 7x11 sheet of sign card and put the barcode strip in your left hand with the barcode side down. Insert the card into the system flush against the left side. Notice how far the sign card must be inserted into the system. Begin applying a light amount of pressure to the sign card for about 3 seconds. You will feel the sign card begin to be pulled into the system. Then, as you can see, after it is pulled into the system, it partially comes back out. This is how the system reads the barcode on the sign card. We are now ready to print. Remember to continue to feed the card in for about 3 seconds. Now that you've watched me, go ahead and load your own sign card. Once the sign card is loaded, press the print key, which has the yellow sticker on the top row of keys. You will see the print message with brackets that have the words "Start printing," then touch the Enter key. The message composing the sign will appear briefly, and then SIGNright will print your sign and eject it out the back of the system. Here's what your finished sign should look like. The only thing left to do is tear off the strip with the barcode, and you're all done. The sign card that SIGNright uses is thermal sign card. This means that the ink is actually inside of the sign card. SIGNright has a thermal printhead that heats up and pulls the ink out of the sign card to give you a professional looking sign without any toner, messy inks, smearing, or drying time. But because the sign card is sensitive to heat, it is important to keep your sign card away from direct sunlight and heat sources and store it at room temperature in a clean, dry area. Now we'll make another sign and make some changes that will help you get to know your system a little better. To get another format or file from here, you need to touch the Get key at the top left-hand side of the keyboard. Your system will then ask you if you would like to save your work. In order to save a file, you must have a memory cartridge plugged into the system. For this demo, we're not going to save our work, so we'll use the right arrow key to answer no, and then press Enter. You will then be able to type in your format number for the second sign. Turn to page 5 in the Feature and Benefit Format Guide. Type in the format F207 and press Enter. As you can see on page 5, F207 is a 5.5 by 7 inch sign. A sample is shown on the bottom left side of page 5. The piece of sign card we'll print on is the same size, but because these signs are smaller, a sheet of sign card includes 2 signs. We also refer to them as 2-ups. We'll make one sign first and tell you more about your options with 2-ups later on. Now, let's take a look at the bottom line of the display. It tells you that you are in Sign 1, Field 1, and that your field is 0% full because we haven't typed anything yet. As you enter text, the percentage will increase, telling you how much of that line you have used. Next, your typeface is shown. In this case, it's listed as Aurora Normal, followed by the size of the type, and then any highlight features that are turned on, such as B for bold or R for reverse print. You could also see an I for italics or U for underline. The justification is listed last, which is either left, right, full, or centered. If you have any other questions about justification or typeface, please check your user's manual. Let's start a new sign by touching the caps lock key and then typing, "Welcome to the world of SIGNright." The system will beep before you can get the last letter in. The beep means we have run out of room. In this situation, you have a few options. You could change the words and choose a shorter phrase, or you could choose upper and lowercase letters. Lowercase letters take up less room, so you can fit more letters on a line. Or you could decrease the size of all the letters or typeface to fit more in. Let's do that. You can change the size by touching the size key, which is located directly under the ready light. SIGNright measures size of type in points. A good rule of thumb to keep in mind is that there are approximately 100 points in 1 inch. You can see examples of typeface size in your user's manual. When you touch the size key, the current type size is displayed. This shows that the current type size for this line is 29 points. To change the type size, you can either type in the size you would like or use the arrow keys to increase or decrease the size. Since we want a smaller point size, we'll use the left arrow to lower the size to 27 and then hit enter. Now you should be able to type in the letter T to finish the word SIGNright and press enter. If you make a mistake, you can use the backspace key on the top right to delete one letter at a time. Touching Alt plus Delete allows you to delete text from an entire line, field, sign, or page. We are now in field 2A. The A means that this field has more than one line that is designed to look alike. If you make any format changes to any line in a multi-line field, those changes will be made to all lines in the same field. SIGNright does this to keep the look of these lines consistent. When you are in a multi-line field, all the lines will have the same number but a different letter. We're going to cover several features in the next few minutes, so if you need some extra time, remember to pause or stop this video at any time. Now back to our sign. In line 2A, type in the words Insignia Systems. And then press enter. In 2B, type makes signing easy. And then press enter again. We then go to field 3. You can see the display telling us that we are now at line 3A. From the format guide, we can see that field 3 is a smaller field than field 2. Because the field is smaller, let's take off the caps lock key so we can fit more letters in and type regular price using a capital R and P. And then press enter. In field 3B, let's type $1.99 using the Shift key and the 4 key to get the dollar sign. And then press enter. In field 4, we're going to use some of the symbols that you may want to use when describing a feature on your sign. Let's start with the bullet symbol. This is the bullet key. Touch the bullet key and then type in the words. Choose a format. Press enter. In 4B, let's use an asterisk. To get the asterisk, which is above the 8, hold down the Shift key and press the 8 at the same time. Then type in the words, type your sign. Press enter. In 4C, let's use the tilde. This character looks like a squiggle. Again, hold down the Shift key and touch the bullet key. Then type in the words, print it, and then press enter. We are now in field 5, which is a large price field. All of the prices in this format guide use a special dollar sign called a superior dollar sign. As you can see, the superior dollar sign is smaller and raised up off the line just like all the examples on page 5. SIGNright has a special key for the superior dollar sign. This dollar sign is on the key just to the left of the space bar. Let's use this dollar sign now. For now, type in the price of $1.49, but don't use a decimal point. I'm going to show you how the cents can be smaller and raised up with an underline. This is just another option for you. You can always just type the decimal point and regular size cents. To get raised underlined cents, just do this. First, press the left arrow until the cursor or underline is under the 4. Then touch the super sub key on the top right-hand side of the keyboard. Now, press the right arrow until you see superscript on your display screen. The size option for the cents numbers are either 25%, 40%, or 50% of the dollar size. We just want it to be half the size, or 50%. 50% should already be selected for you, so go ahead and touch Enter. Let's do that again for the 9. Press the right arrow until the cursor or underline is under the 9. Then touch the super sub key on the top right side of the keyboard. Now, press the right arrow until you see superscript on your display screen. Again, we want it to be half the size, or 50%, which is the same size we chose for the 4. 50% should again already be selected for you, so go ahead and touch Enter. Now, to underline the cents, use the left arrow to move the cursor back to the 4. Touch the underline key. Underline character is the first option. Use your arrows to switch this feature to On, and then press Enter. Repeat these steps to do the same thing for the 9. The reason we have to do this twice is because we are only underlining single characters rather than an entire line or field. Use the right arrow to move the cursor back to the 9. Touch the underline key again, and underline character is the first option. Use your arrows to switch this feature to On, and press Enter. Now let's look at the bottom line of our display screen. When you move the cursor under the 4, you should see the up arrow and U before the C on the right side. This means you have superscripted and underlined the text. You should see the same for the 9. For now, we're ready to go on and finish a sign. Press Enter. We are ready to move to fields 6 and 7. As you can see in the format guide, they are smaller fields on the lower part of the sign for other brief information you may want to include. For this demo, let's type expires in field 6. Then press Enter. Then enter a date in field 7. If we press Enter again, SIGNright will beep, signaling us that we have reached the end of our sign. And if we look in the format guide, field 7 is the last field of this sign. To get to the next sign, simply press the next sign key. Notice that the display shows you are now in sign 2, field 1. Now we'll make the other sign for your 2-up piece of sign card. If you wanted to type a different sign, you could begin now, but for today, I would like to show you how to copy a sign to make 2 identical signs. First, you must be in the sign you would like to copy. Touch the next sign key again so that we are returned to sign 1, which we just completed typing. Now, touch the copy key. The copy key gives you the option of copying fields, field text, field formatting, sign, sign text, and sign formatting. Use your arrow keys again until you see Copy Sign. which will copy the entire sign, typeface, all of our text, and the formatting, to sign number 2. Then use the down arrow key to copy to sign number 2 and press enter. The active light will flash for a few seconds and then the sign will be done copying. Now you should be able to print your 2 identical signs. Remember to load the sign card with the barcode to the left, barcode side down, and continue to feed it into the system for about 3 seconds. After the sign card has loaded, press the print key and then enter. And here's what your finished signs should look like. The feature and benefit cartridge will print signs just as you see them in your format guide. Naturally, if you make changes, the look of your sign will also change. Now, let's take a few moments and talk about care and maintenance. You should keep your SIGNright and sign card at room temperature and keep both as clean as possible. Remember that the sign card reacts to heat, so don't place it in direct sunlight or hot areas. To make sure your SIGNright operates perfectly, it's important that you clean your printhead every month, more often under heavy use. Here's how to do that. Turn off the power and remove the power cord from the back of the system. Raise the top of your system by lifting up on the 2 levers like this. The top should stay up without any additional support. The printhead is located at the bottom of this assembly. To access it, push down on the release lever on the right like this. The printhead is actually a very thin green and yellow strip halfway down the underside of the printhead. You may need to move your system to make it possible to see the printhead. Locate your cleaning kit that came with SIGNright. Use one of the foam swabs and dampen it with a drop or 2 of the cleaning solution. In a straight motion, swab back and forth on the colored strip 3 to 4 times until there's no more residue coming off. Wait just a few seconds and then close the printhead. It's very important that you lock the printhead back in place. If you don't, your signs will not print correctly. To lock your printhead down again, push on the metal tabs on the far left and right side of the printhead assembly. Do not push in the middle. It could bend and damage your printhead. Aside from keeping SIGNright clean with a damp cloth, that's about the only maintenance you'll ever need to do. As a final recommendation, please take a few minutes to review your user's manual. It's straightforward and an easy way to get answers to all of your questions. Keep it near your SIGNright for future reference. This brings us to the end of our training, but I also want to take a few seconds to show you some of the powerful accessories for SIGNright. For transporting SIGNright, 2 different styles of carrying cases are available. We offer both a soft-sided case and hard shell case. As I mentioned earlier, you'll want to keep your sign card and cartridges in a clean and dry place. If you don't already have the SIGNright organizer, it's a perfect way to organize and keep everything readily available. It's strong, lightweight, and portable. It's inexpensive and ready to use right out of the box. There are also several sign cartridges available for SIGNright. Make sure you have all that you need. The feature and benefit cartridge gives you the opportunity to list product features and consumer benefits from the use of that product. It is a method the retail giants use to increase sales on higher margin, non-sale items. Event and service signs give your customers important information and knowledge about your store. Make sure to promote your customer services, what's new in aisle 2, and what's going to be happening next week. keep your customers coming back to you. Having the advertising and promotion cartridge lets you make hot sheets, promotional flyers, frequent buying cards, gift certificates, and much more. SIGNright's special applications cartridge is just that. For those hard-to-sign products where a normal sign just can't be attached, this is the answer. From bottle toppers and shelf talkers to signs for vinyl pocket holders, special application signs are made with ease. Sometimes time is a problem. When you don't have enough time but still need professional signs, turn to quick signs. Big and bold item and price signs have been proven to significantly boost sales. Quick signs are great for impulse sales. Get powerful results fast and easy with quick signs. That completes this training video. We hope it's helped you better understand the operation and use of SIGNright. Don't hesitate to have other employees view it. When 2 or 3 people are trained on SIGNright, you never have to worry about who's going to make your signs. Thank you for choosing SIGNright. We know it will make a positive and lasting impact on your in-store merchandising.